Okay, hello everybody. Please let me know if you can see the conversion and KV Core Twitter advertising tactics up on the screen there. We are here for our weekly tactics webinar. Great, thank you, Felicia and Dwight. Yep, today what we're going to do is we're going to explore a new traffic source. I've been talking a lot about Facebook and Google throughout this series, but there are actually some other traffic sources out there that have loads and loads of possible traffic, and these are sources that our competitors probably aren't thinking so much about. So today, what I wanted to do, thought we'd have a little fun, is dive into Twitter's ad platform and look at how we might be able to use it to generate real estate leads through conversion and KV Core. So these are recorded. Before you guys ask, I'm going to go ahead and click the share button now up on the document and paste it to you. If you're watching the replay on YouTube or Facebook right now, the link should be somewhere down below. So let me just send this to everybody who's watching live. Send to all, cool. And then you'll notice that the recording links are in the document. It says here and here. There's the Facebook link, and now there's a YouTube playlist you can watch these on too. And I'll give you a little tip here. This might just help a lot of you guys in general life as you watch trainings online. And I know that not everybody knows this, but you can actually watch YouTube videos in fast play. So last week's real estate blogging ideas, let me take this one up. And if you click a little gear down at the bottom right, you can always click speed and turn it to 1.5 or 2 times as fast. So just a little tip there. So Facebook doesn't allow you to do that, but if you use the YouTube playlist to watch these recordings, you can watch in fast speed, and you don't have to listen to me drone on for as long. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to assume that not too many of us here are using Twitter ads already. I hardly ever use them, mostly because I generally get enough leads from Facebook or Google, the big two. But Twitter is definitely relevant, and here's a few reasons why. First off, we all know millions and millions of users. I did a quick Google search, 330 million users. In your individual market, there are tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people probably using Twitter every day. And as we know, most people are going to buy and sell sometime in the next 3 to 10 years. So there's a lot of people out there who could, become leads for your real estate business out there on Twitter. 80% is mobile, and I think that's a good thing. Your KV Core and Conversion Plus sites are mobile optimized. They convert well on mobile. And it's just worth mentioning that you're going to be generating these leads off of the phone, and people are looking at Twitter just like Facebook every day while they're out and about at the doing whatever they're doing. If they're at the shopping, they're waiting in line somewhere, you can generate a lead while somebody's just sitting there on their phone there. So most of it, and then the third point, I kind of touched on this, most of your competitors aren't using Twitter. So with Facebook right now, there's probably guys like me have been talking about Facebook ads since like 2010, 2011 when the platform launched. There's probably 5, 10, 20, 30 other agents in your market running Google and Facebook ads. But I would venture to say that if there's 1 or 2 running Twitter ads, that's probably it. So the market itself isn't saturated with real estate ads. So there may be an opportunity here for you to sort of zig while the competition is zagging, right there. The other thing is that Facebook and Google have, the bulk of the market share here. You may find that some of these upstart, it's weird to call Twitter an upstart, but they're sort of like the forgotten about traffic source, them, Snapchat, maybe Pinterest ads, which I'm hoping to talk about in the next few weeks as well. Some of these other traffic sources will still have the volume, but you're not going to be competing for the price on a price per click basis. So you might find you get a better deal on the traffic. That's the point I'm trying to make. So cheaper clicks are a possibility maybe. And another cool thing about Twitter, I hadn't logged in for about a year until I started checking this out a few days ago to prepare for this. The interface is actually pretty easy to use. And if you guys are familiar with Facebook, they've done a lot to sort of copy what Facebook's done, but it's a nice clean interface and pretty easy to figure out. So what we're going to do today, I'm just going to get some basic ads live, show some examples, touch upon, how to create some links to drive traffic to on our KV conversion core sites, but mostly just get you guys familiar with Twitter so that you can go on later today and go ahead and do it yourself. So as always, feel free to ask some questions. The first thing I'm going to do is just show the first thing in the ads dashboard is that you can find the Twitter ads dashboard at ads.twitter.com. All right, so it's probably an important thing to mention. They might make you sign up for an account. You are definitely going to need a Twitter account. I'm not going to run you through how to set up a Twitter account. Just go ahead and create one. The one I'm using here, I barely use Twitter, but it's just my name. And then my name, I couldn't find, it wasn't available. And I just did my area code 727. So there I am. And I think it's cool. You know, I ran a few tests here. I think it's cool to have your name as opposed to on Facebook, where sometimes we'll talk about not putting your brand front and center on your fan page for the purposes of generating leads. I'm finding here that it hasn't hurt clicks. I'm getting pretty good clicks by just having the Twitter account be named my name. Now you can always do something like, you can try to do something like Tampa Real Estate as the Twitter handle and see how that works for you, but you should be fine. So the first two ads I tested here, I ran an ad for a lease purchase list and a fixer upper list. I'm going to show you these two ads, and we're going to loop back and show you the structure. So the first ad I ran $50 worth, and generated 253 clicks at 12 cents a click, which compared to if I had tried to do this on Facebook, I'd probably be looking these days at around 30 to 50 cents, maybe even more, maybe $1 a click, depending on my targeting. So I was really happy with that. I had a very high engagement rate. And in my lease purchase ad, I actually had, on my fix and flip, I had a 5.5% engagement, 9 cents a click. So here's what they looked like. Let's go here. They're basically just tweets. So it's lease option, rent to own properties in Pinellas County, click, and I had a shortened GU link to see the list now. And then the other one was, let's see here, St. Pete Fixers. Sorry, it's small, it's just a tweet. St. Pete Fixer Upper C, complete list now. And again, the link. Now I'm gonna take them in a minute, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and create these from scratch, but I just wanna give you an idea for what numbers you might be able to expect just based on these tests. You can get clicks pretty affordably over to your conversion website. And there's the added benefit to this is if you are doing retargeting and you want to pixel a lot of people for remarketing on Google and Facebook, this could be a good way to get that initial engagement at a cheap cost per click. Is another thing that's coming to mind for me. All right, so let's go through the process of creating an ad. And I'm actually going to start at best practices here. And the first thing you should do is to drop the Twitter pixel, just like you have the Facebook pixel for retargeting and tracking the traffic. I would say before you even run an ad, go ahead and get this done. And what you're going to do is go into the Ads Manager. You're going to go to Tools right up top here. You're going to click Conversion Tracking. Now, there may be another way to find this, but this was the way I was able to find it. And then right down here, let me make this a little bigger for you guys. Might help. It says View Code and Installation Instructions. And this will allow you to drop your universal website tag on your whole Conversion Plus or core site. Now, on Conversion Plus, I think, there's a link that you can click to send the pixel to support at insiderealestate.com. I actually just realized I lost my Conversion Plus site when eXp Realty migrated last week. I can't even get into Conversion Plus. Oops. So I'm going to show you how to do this in Core. So if you're on Conversion Plus, send your Twitter pixel to support. They'll install it for you. If you're on Core, just bear with me, guys. Had this logged in before we started, but I accidentally closed the tab. If you're on Core, you can drop your own pixels. So I'm just going to show you where to do that. And this is important because not only can you start to build remarketing audiences, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but you can also use this to track your conversions. Also just good to let Twitter start to learn about your site. These ad platforms do some crazy stuff with their algorithms, and they're going to start to track the traffic on your site and start to get to know people so that possibly maybe they show your ads to those same people again, for example. So to drop my pixel, I'm going to go to Web and IDX on the left side in Core. I think my GoToWebinar may be interfering a tad bit here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to edit settings. Bear with me. I'm being forced. I have to learn Core now. They migrated me, but I'm not as comfortable here as I am in Conversion Plus. Both great platforms. And then once I've clicked edit, I can scroll down and I can pop right here where it says custom header. I put my universal Twitter code right here. So Felicia's saying, I can't wait to get core. It's all good. Conversion Plus is awesome too. Laura, Kurt, this is for both platforms. This is more about driving traffic and generating leads. There was a webinar earlier today about Conversion Plus, the new features, but I just happened to show the example today inside of Core. And I'm just showing you that you can self-serve, drop your pixel into your header for every page for Twitter. And then if you're on Conversion Plus, just send they don't have the self-serve yet. You can just send that to support and they'll install it for you. Yeah, Rob, I agree, man. I mean, we want more control. I believe the Conversion Plus will be adding that ability too, but you guys are able to drop your own pixels in Core, so that's very cool stuff. You can also drop a conversion code, which I'll show you in a minute, so you can track conversions here, which Plus might not have quite yet. Okay, so I've got my tag. I've dropped it on my site. That's a good first step. That can lead to good things leading down. I gave you guys a quick little screenshot here in the doc, so you remember where to find that later. Next thing I had here was my few ad pokes. I went a little bit out of order, but basically I was getting like 12 cents a click. My rent to own was like 0.07 click. I did generate some leads, but actually some of my campaign was messed up. I think my site was in the process of being migrated. So it didn't get as much as I wanted. I think I'll probably in future days be talking more about Twitter, and I'll get you guys some better estimates on what to expect for a cost per lead. Right now, I'm just excited about the 12 cents a click. I know that I can come up with offers. I can create landing pages and do the things that Conversion or KV Core let me do in order to get more conversions from the traffic. I can tweak my audiences, but I'm just glad to know that if I want to, I can start to get people clicking to my site at these rates. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's run an ad. So I'm going to walk you through how to create an ad from scratch. We're going to go to ads.twitter.com. We've got our pixel dropped. We are prepared. Ads.twitter.com. I'm going to go right up here where it says create campaign, and you're going to see a bunch of different options, similar to kind of what Facebook has, but I think just keeping it very simple and narrow, not overwhelming ourselves, and just focusing on clicks for now is fine. Later on, if you start to do some retargeting, I think maybe that's a separate session, Twitter remarketing, but we'll do some of these other objectives. Right now, I'm happy just to get the clicks. So I'm going to do a website clicks or conversions campaign. I'll click start over. I was messing around earlier. I'll name this campaign. Let's see, I had some ideas. So I'm going to do a niche property search example ad. We're going to do a single property ad and then a what's my worth. We'll create 3 different ones so you guys get some repetition and see some examples of different kind of ads you might create. So I'm going to do new construction St. Pete. Okay. You'll probably have to add your funding source. I got my credit card in there ready to go. I'm not interested in spending 100 a day at this point. Too busy with this kind of stuff. And then I can set my total budget. I'll let it run for 2 days to test it. And then the advanced here, it has standard or accelerated. You're probably better just doing standard as they recommend. Accelerated will try to blow your whole budget through really, really quick. And now I can set my start and end times. I have my time zone in here. Looking good. Let's go on to the next page. Now we'll have our ad group name. Now this is just like Facebook where like you have an ad set. So if I was going to run to different targets, so maybe I'll call this one renters. Okay, maybe I'll target renters here. And then my total ad group budget, I don't know, I'll leave that blank here. My automatic bid, we'll leave that. We have these other options. I always find in these platforms when you're first getting started, just leave it how they set it, just to get your baseline, and then you start to learn more and tweak things later. And then key conversion metric, I had set up a conversion event in here under tools. It's a little more advanced. I would say that leave it for now without using that unless you're a little more advanced, and instead just use squeeze links from conversion to track, where the lead came from. Okay, right here. And we're gonna click next. And now it says choose your creatives. So I kind of forgot this one thing with Twitter. It's kind of like Facebook. You can either tweet first off your account, and then all your tweets will show up right here, and it'll show up in your main Twitter stream. All right, so I have my organic tweets. You see, I only have one organic tweet that I set out of this account for this purpose. But you can also, on the fly, just like with Facebook, if I go over right here to create a tweet, I can do that. So I'm actually just going to do that now. I'm going to go to compose. I'm going to keep this very simple. I'm going to say St. Pete new construction properties priced from, I like using a number, priced from 125K to 4 million plus. Now, generally, I would actually give the real numbers, but I'm doing this live. I'm trying to save time here. And then I'm going to go to my site, and I'm going to create a link for that search. Okay, and I should probably do that from the back end. Let me try here. Don't laugh at me, guys. I have never done this from core. In Conversion Plus, it's just the build squeeze under lead generation. Here, I think I have to go to lead engine. And essentially what I want to do is I want to create a link to the property search. All right, and if I have to, let's see if I can do it quicker from the front. Okay, here we go. And now it says IDX squeeze page. So I'll pick my domain, click start building. Sorry for the drag, guys. I think let's just go to webinar sometimes. The last 2 weeks have been bad. I've had, it's cut out twice. One, I was on an awesome connection, and then the other week, I was actually better off on my phone. So let's see here. All righty. How's the weather where you are? Sorry, guys. It's just hanging on me a little bit here.
Yeah, it is a known issue with GoToWebinar for sure. I experienced it a couple of times this week myself. Ooh, 103 degrees where Rob is.
So here we go.
Yikes.
Texas. I know I heard the Southwest is dying right now. So
we're gonna get to 107 in Washington State. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Stay inside. St. Pete. So I'll pick my area, city, St. Petersburg. Listing type. Let's see here. Single family. I guess I can go with townhomes. All right, you guys get the picture there. And then my options, I should be able to pick new construction. So let's scroll down here. Newly built, right there. And my source, well, let's go ahead and say it's going to be Twitter. And then my hashtag, I didn't create a hashtag up front. If you do want to track by hashtag, you probably need to go ahead and do that beforehand. I kind of forgot. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to pick a random one, okay? And let's see here, my PPC link. So I'm going to generate link. And oh, this is nice. Core has a feature here where shorten a link for me. That's really handy for advertising because, you know, when you post these big gobbledygooks in, especially on Twitter where you're limited to, I think, 160 characters, it might be longer now, I think, but, you know, it's nice to have this short link. So I'm going to grab that. Price of 125, 4 million plus. Click, boink, to see the list now. And, you know, I think it's cool to put a picture. All the other ads I've done, I've had a picture. So let me just grab a picture of a new construction listing. Only grab a picture of a listing you have the right to advertise. Of course, I'm going to cheat for the purposes of this demo and take a screenshot of a listing that says new construction up top. All right. If you don't have your own picture, just use like a Creative Commons licensed picture of a good looking house. You know, use your imagination. But I'll go ahead and add that here. You can also upload video if you want to get fancy. You could do a video of yourself standing outside a nice looking new house saying, hey, this house is such and such. You know, it's built by this builder. If you want a full list of all the new construction homes in St. Pete right now, go ahead and click, but for now, we'll just do a simple picture, click done, and click tweet. Now let's see what happens if I unclick promoted only. I'll show you guys this in a second. I'm going to unclick promoted only, and I'm going to tweet it now. And then when I go back into my other tab, that is beautiful. It actually shows up as an organic tweet. Now, the first time I did this, I actually picked it as a promoted only, so it didn't show up on my Twitter stream or feeds. So you have to toggle where you go to promoted only right here, and it kind of separates them. And I was a little disoriented by that. Wasn't sure where to find it until I toggled it. So there, I made it an organic tweet. And now as I'm creating my ad, that was a really nice flow. I just check it off because that's the ad I want to show. And right here it says ad placements here. And it's so funny, guys. Did I miss the most important part? No, I didn't. You can tell I don't use Twitter a lot. So now I've created the ad, I've chosen the ad, and targeting here. Sorry, Charles is saying Webinar Jam is better. It actually is, because then I could just automate this and not even have to be live. You're right, Charles. All right, so targeting here, I'll do my audiences. Now, this is cool. This is a big point. A lot of the real estate industry is freaking out right now because Facebook is getting rid of some of our favorite targets like movers, income, and all that other stuff. To my knowledge, I don't think Twitter has said they're getting rid of this stuff yet, or at least they're not throwing that ominous error message up, and you can still do it. So what I can do here is I can go in and I can target first by location. That's important, right? St. Petersburg, Florida. I can do it by zip codes. It's really cool. You do the whole metro area right here. So it's a little different than Facebook, but pretty much very similar. I unchecked the United States because I don't want to do the whole country. Now you can include certain demographics right here. And I am going to stumble a little, but this is really cool. So let's go, I believe it was behaviors. And if I go to behaviors and I type renter, I've got it. So people who are home renters provided by Datalogics, households with people who rent the home they are living in. If I wanted to do homeowners, this is cool. Nest egg elders, prudent professionals, but I really want to get my homeowners. Here it is. If I type home, it says homeowner, people who are homeowners. So some of this stuff, guys, was being gotten rid of, right? And you can see all these other possibilities pop up. Home value, 500. Yes, Sarah, how you doing, Sarah? I'm glad you got things worked out with Shane. I apologize you weren't able to get me. That's a personal thing between me and Sarah, but yeah. U.S. home value, 500,000 and higher, right here. So that's really cool. And I'm sure if you poke around, you can find other things like recent home buyer past 6 months. This might be useful for some of you lenders out there who want to do like a refinance or a PMI removal. And yeah, there's just lots of cool targeting options. You can target by income, right? I type income, household income, moderate income. Be careful here. You see the GB and the US. I think that's Great Britain, right? So make sure you stay, yeah, because it's priced in pounds. So make sure you stay with the US right there. I wonder if there's Canada. We have some Canadians. Nope, Canada's getting slighted again. Sorry, guys. All right. And then, of course, you can go through and check other things. You can also, of course, target ads to people who like certain figures and people. So I think if I did, who would be one? I don't know. First one coming to mind with Tony Robbins. Yeah, so like you can target Tony Robbins. Something more relevant to real estate might be Robert Kiyosaki. There you go. So the real Kiyosaki, I think that's him, one of these guys, right? So you'd be targeting people who like real estate investing possibly. So lots of options similar to Facebook. Be sure to play around with those. You can also target people who follow you already. So that's cool. All right. So that's that. I actually didn't set, I should actually set my renters here. One second. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go with renters. I have to hit the add button. And let me go with income. I'll go with people who are making a little bit of money. All right, so So neat. I mean, this is an example, Twitter's letting you do this, of kind of building your database out according to people who are likely to be financially capable, buying a home. So there you go. If you want to work with first-time buyers, maybe you go with the $30,000 to $100,000 income. If you want to work with move-up buyers, in this case, I'm doing a new construction ad, so I'm just doing it a little bit higher. Okay, next step. I think it does. Rob's asking if it narrows it down when you add the income. I think it does. It's like a both at the same time. Let's go back. Actually, I'm assuming like Facebook has, there was probably a way for me to exclude. I'm actually not seeing an exclude. So I'm expecting, yeah, good question, Rob. I might have to send them a support ticket because I don't know if this means just home renters who also make this income or if it means home renters and people who make this income. So I'll have to do some research on that. You guys can do that too. But great question. Thanks, Rob. So next. Automatic bid, review your campaign, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we're done. And I don't think this will do as well. It's a little more niche down, new construction, higher income. I don't think I'll get the same cost per click I was getting with a lease option ad. But if I can get clicks to this with that income level for 25 cents, even 50 cents, I'm gonna be happy about that. So I'll click launch campaign and I'm done. Right there. So that's an example of a niche focused property search where I did a search on my site and ran it. Let's do a really quick one. I'm going to this might be boring, but let's do one for sellers. So I'm going to go to my site. I'm going to click sell. I'm going to copy the link, instantly find your home's value. Good tip when you're running ads is try to have whatever they're going to land on, match the message. So I'm probably going to borrow this copy from the seller landing page in my ad. Go back here, click create campaign. Website clicks or conversions. Okay, set your budget. I'm going to move quicker this time, guys. Sellers, St. Pete. Next. Okay, I need my tweet, right? So I'm going to go create it. This is handy. I like the way this works in Twitter compared to Facebook. It just feels a little easier. So here we go. Let's go back to my page. It says instantly find your home's value. Okay, so instantly find your St. Pete home's value now. Okay, click. And I'm being lazy, I don't know if Twitter has the same stance about text in your ads, like the 20% rule that Facebook has. But so I'm going to test that out. I'm actually going to copy the landing page here. I'm going to save this as an image on my desktop, and I'll find out if this gets rejected. I'll add it to the doc down below for the replay if I find out if it gets rejected based on too much text. But otherwise, you could just put a picture of a house or what's your house worth, find an image related to that or create one. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to upload a picture of the landing page so they know exactly what they're going to see when they get there. Taking a minute to go. Cool. Done. I'll uncheck promoted only. I don't mind throwing that on my Twitter feed. And then it kind of opened a new tab. So I'm going to go back to the other tab. And there we go. I checked that tweet off to include it with my ad. I click next up top. And then my audience is right here. We're going to talk about retargeting in a minute, but for now, we can do an age range. Nah, I'm just going to go. I don't think I need an age range. I probably should have done that in my last ad. You guys might want to get that. But if I picked renters, then they're probably 18 or older. And then my audience features, well, what am I going to do? I want homeowners. Makes sense, right? Hey, give me affluent homeowners. I don't want just any old homeowner. Give me affluent homeowners. All right, so 500K or plus. Let's see how that works out. I only want those high-end listings, right there, because I'm like Andrew Robinson. I like high-end listings. All right, so here we go, U.S. affluent homeowner. And that, I can't remember. I didn't pick St. Pete. Sorry, guys. Petersburg. As you can see, it's just go slow. I'm rushing through this, but it's very easy to mess up these campaigns and like pick the whole United States and start getting leads from all over the country. Maybe you can refer them out, but just be careful that you do pick the location and don't skip it like I just did. So click next. And I'm good. How long did that take? I was talking to you guys, but you know, not bad. I mean, I created the whole tweet, the link, everything in like 2 minutes. Targeting, not bad. So, you know, what's going to happen is you're going to run a series of these ads, right? And basically just see which ones work for you. You know, that's the name of the game. If you see a campaign working, you up the budget. If it's not working, you lower the budget. You keep trying different ideas. Maybe you allocate, you know, on your calendar, 20 minutes a week for playing with your Twitter campaigns, and that's it. If you're a broker or team leader, make sure you have somebody on your team doing this stuff. This will be a great way for you to beat out Zillow, right? Beat them to the punch at realtor.com, not buy leads. Just have somebody in office who is constantly optimizing your campaigns, and you can probably self-generate and get a better cost per click. And of course, you can cast a wider net than relying on some third party's platform. You can be on all these channels, Facebook, Google, and now Twitter. So that's it. There's 2 example ads. I think I don't need to bore you guys with the details. If you were going to run a single property ad, you would just take a picture of a house and link to it on your site. We did a whole thing about that on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. But here's another thing you can add to your listing presentation. I'm doing Facebook ads for your listing, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, and now I'm doing a Twitter ad for your listing and show them a screenshot of a recent Twitter ad. Todd's asking, do they show your audience size? I thought I saw it in there, but that's a really great question. Let's see. Let's just go back and look. Campaign targeting. Huh. Yeah, Rob is saying that he can't find anything about text being unrestricted. So yeah, you know, if you can copy the exact screenshot of what they're going to, I suspect that you're going to get a great ad to a scent trail, they call it, where it's like the same thing they saw on Twitter. When they get there, they're going to see the same thing, and that always helps conversions, you know. So definitely just take a screenshot of the page. That might be a quick shortcut. Yeah, you know what? I don't know on the targeting if they show you the number of people who you're going to get. So we'll have to learn more about that. We're kind of all doing this together, guys, but I figured I'd just jump in, you know, and struggle through it with you. But yeah, those finer points we're going to learn in the next few weeks as these campaigns get going. All right, so last thing I wanted to bring up before we go is how to retarget on Twitter. You know, and this is really cool. So say you've watched all these webinars for the past, I guess about 16, 17 weeks now. You know, you've got Google ads running. You've got Facebook campaigns running, you're running ads for your listings, you're doing all kinds of stuff, traffic coming from all different areas, and now you're layering in another channel. What starts to be really cool is that you start to look like you're everywhere if you use retargeting, because now you can go ahead and your Facebook retargeting pixels are dropped on your conversion site, and you're getting traffic off Twitter that's then seeing ads on Facebook too, or vice versa. You're now dropping you know, you're now dropping your Twitter pixel so that people who you generate from Google are then seeing your stuff on Twitter, and you get this sort of cross-channel effect. And to a very small audience of people, you seem like you're everywhere and you're a big deal, and they start to know, like, and trust you virtually. That's kind of what's going on, and that would be the big reason why you want to start to delve into other campaigns like this so that you seem omnipresent. So here's how to retarget. Let's go over to our dashboard. And the first thing we're going to want to do is go to Tools and then Audience Manager. I think it's just like in Facebook. They call it Audience Manager. And I just created this audience down below, so it's saying it's too small, but that's okay. I'm going to create a new audience. You can upload a list of emails, so maybe upload your list there, your current past clients or your current leads. And the one I'm going to choose here is make a tag to collect website visitors. So I'll choose that. I'll name this, let's name this sell page. So I just ran that ad for my sell.php page where people get the value of their house. So I'm going to build an audience of everybody who lands on that page so that I can then show them ads later. So I could do URL contains cell.php. I agree to the terms. Save tailored audience. They call it tailored audiences. I also have an audience that I've already created that's just everybody who visits my site. So you also want to use this one as well, so that everybody who comes, say, from Facebook or Google, like I was just saying, and that one was really easy. It's just the URL contains my name, or you could just choose all website visits. I just happen to choose my name in case I end up using this Twitter account for various websites. So save that tailored audience. So that's it. You've got your audience created. Takes just a few seconds. And now when you go and create a campaign, right here, create campaign. I'm not going to make this one live, but you're just going to run through everything as you just did. Next. And I just want to show you where to pick the audience here. So just grab this one. So here's my St. Pete home value. Maybe I'll just keep showing this ad to those same people. Or maybe I'll do a video that says, hey, you recently checked the value of your home on my site. You know, reach out. I'll give you a much more detailed 20+ page RPR report or something like that. All right. And then right here, it says your audiences. This is where you're going to want to go. It's kind of in the same place it is in Facebook. And they call them tailored audiences web. So I'll go here and browse. And for whatever reason, I had this problem earlier. Let me just see if it pops up. I wanted it to show it, but it should be here. Let me try again. It should be in here. And the first time I tried this, it didn't pop up, and I don't know why. But it could be that my audiences don't have people there yet, so they're not showing up. But that's where it'll be. Okay. So take my word for it. It's right there in audiences. You might have to mess with it like I do. I think I'm going to probably get off this and ask Twitter support why that's happening. But I did my homework. I went through a walkthrough this morning, and that is how you do it. All right. And you can also expand your reach by targeting similar users, which is interesting. It's kind of like a lookalike effect that you have with Facebook. So that's it. So, you know, the possibilities are endless. I would start with those simple click campaigns, do those 3 main type of ads, maybe the what's your house worth, single property, niche property search. If you want to start mixing some video in there, that's cool. If you're already on Twitter and you have a lot of followers, then naturally make sure you show those ads to your followers because they may already recognize your name. You know, and it could be a good way to bring your existing sphere into your fold. So that's about it, guys. What do you think? Any feedback? Are you going to use Twitter? Have you used it? Did I miss anything? Was this useful? All right. Well, if there are no questions, I'll just make sure that the recording goes live in the next few hours or by tomorrow morning. Again, you can watch these on Facebook or YouTube. The link will be in the Facebook group. Also, you know, we talked about using the ad platform. Of course, you're welcome to use Twitter organically too, the same exact way you would use Facebook. So if you have a new listing, you know, and you have a lot of followers, start posting stuff to your stream and go out there and follow people and have them follow you back. So that's just another channel. There we go. Thanks, Julius. Thanks for the feedback. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. East. Not sure what we're going to do next. I have been playing with Snapchat and generating some leads with their ad platform. Their ad department is really responsive and helpful. I just kind of want to make sure that I use it. Creating creatives at Snapchat is a little more difficult, so I've been holding off until I can find something that's going to work. But if you want to play with that, it's ads.snapchat.com, I think. And I'm hoping either next week or the week after to talk about that. Annalisa mentioned maybe we'll do some stuff about stalking your leads, or she put it a nicer way, like how to skip trace them and get more info about people who don't give you a lot of info. So in the coming weeks, we'll be doing stuff like that. And also, that's about it. Feel free to participate in the groups or email support@insiderealestate.com if you have any questions about anything at all. See you, Annalisa.
Bye.
Bye-bye.